What's good with it in the hood with it? Welcome back to the collective clips where you already know. Das, 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 das. We get it in. But before we get it in, let's see if we can fit this intro in. Welcome back to the channel. And if you haven't already hit that like and subscribe button, make sure you do that. Make sure you hype the video. Make sure you do everything, man. So that way you're directing the direction of the dope content that the gun stays kicking, man. I appreciate you guys. And welcome back to another episode of Super. I think we're on 6. Are we on 6? We're getting there, right? We're on episode 6, man. And this one is about my primo Tino. Hey, in the words of Anatira, Primo Tino has entered the chat, right? Believe me, he hasn't slept in the chat either. That vault has been wide awake for years now. He's the black, hey, what is it? The black sheep of the family? You know, at one point, I thought I was the black sheep of the family, the one going in and out of prison, the one gangbanging, the one that every time my tios would look at me all funny when I came to their pad, then look at their TV and then look at me, then look back at their TV, right? Like, don't trip, bro. I don't want your TV. I want your jewelry. What do you got, right? So this was the type of primo that you wanted to be around sometimes just because you had the same blood, but you didn't want to be around, period, when he existed. He was high all the time, right? And unfortunately, man, his face showed. If you see the thumbnail, the blogas are real, right? That right there ain't even doing the blogas justice. The blogas were way realer than you could ever expect. So one thing about my primo, as ugly as that fucker was, he had beaches. He had chicks. I don't know if they felt bad for him, if they just were into like popping pimples and that fetish, or he just had money. But this fool would run around and do whatever it takes and always have a wad of money. Gang of 1s, 5s, and a few 20s, right? But he was doing it. Like he stood having money when I didn't have money. It came to a point in life where I was staying out there in Newark, California at my tio's house, taking care of my tio because he was sick. And that fool was getting back and forth into it. So let me explain to you about Tino. He was ostracized from the house. He was not allowed. My tio did not want him at his pad. It's his own son. He said, mijo, if that motherfucking primo of yours comes over here, kick him out, kick his ass and kick him out. And Tino was a pretty big boy, right? He was all northern out the game, fucking Newark kills, all this shit, right? And he had this white chick, big old titties running around with him. I'll never forget. So he had the garage converted into a kick it spot, not a room, but a kick it spot, because all they did was in there was smoke and kick it. And so I slept in the living room. My tio was upstairs in his bed, right? And that was it. It was just me and my tio, and I was taking care of him. I was fresh off parole. I was swole. I remember I was about 260 at that time. I thought I was somebody, but I didn't know too many people around there. So I would trip out when I walked to the stores and did my thing, kind of explore. So I wanted my primo around to show me spots or something to do. And sometimes I'd hear voices, man, in the garage. He'd sneak in through the side door. My tio couldn't hear him. He'd tell him, I could hear him, shh, be quiet. Just hit the shit. Just hit it. Or I'd hear him, hey, suck it. Suck it. Right. And I'm like, oh, shit. So I'd open the door, man, in there, right? And he'd have a gang of chicks in there, homeboys and shit, kicking back. They'd be getting high. And I'd go in that motherfucker like, what's up? And they'd be like, hey, who's this vato, eh? And I'd be like, hey, what's up, bro? You know what I'm saying? What's up with you, man? From Merced, homie. They call me Gunner, right? So I introduced myself around at that. Now, at this particular time, I was non-active. I was a non-active gang member at this time. And teens knew it. He knew I wasn't, but he wasn't going to tell them that, right? And I wasn't going to tell them that because it's a need-to-know basis. And they didn't need to know, right? So when they said, hey, where you from? I said, Norte gang, right? They needed to know that, though. And that was it. I was faking the funk. Whatever, man. You can call me crazy or stupid, but at that particular time, man, I was worried about safety and security measures before anything else. So this particular day, man, he was in there with that white chick and 2 fat Mexican chicks. My favorites, right? So, you know, I had to slither up in that motherfucker like a culebra. So I'm up in there, right? And I'm hanging out. My primo's tripping because he knows I don't like to be around that type of smoke. So he's like, hey, primo, he's all ugly and shit. We're going to smoke right now, eh? You know what I'm saying? You know how when the dudes, they want to smoke more than anything else. I'm like, hey, bro, I'm making some ribs in the oven and shit. You want to come eat? He was like, oh, nah, because we're about to smoke right now, eh? He's like, go check on your ribs and shit, right? I'm like, I'm trying to kick in here with the fan. Come here. Get at you. Pop your pimple. Come here. I'm like, hey, you got a big old one right here. He's like, nah, I know. I keep that motherfucker. My old lady, she's going to hit that tonight. I'm like, ugh. What are you guys doing in here? He's like, what do we always do in here, bro? I was like, you know, if your dad knows what you guys are doing, he's going to kick you out, right? He's like, I'm already kicked out. I just kicked my way in. I kicked the door in. So I'm like, hey, you guys want some ribs or what? I said, what's with the fat chicks, bro? They weren't that, man, but you know what I'm saying? They were hefty. Since sack, they were a little above average. So I'm like, what's up? He's like, that's the homies, old ladies, bro. I said, they're not my homies. Fuck them, Bob. They're active. I'm a degenerate. What's up, man? I'm gonna get degenerate right now. Right? He was like, hey, bro, don't be telling them that because they be telling their man they'll fucking come around over here and kill you. I said, all right, I'll kill back. I'm like, they like ribs and shit. He's like, of course they do. Look at them. I said, they smoke and shit. He was like, one of them does. The other one just she likes to eat. I said, well, that's the one I want. Which one? He's like, the prettier one. I said, ding, 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 ding. Bingo. It was her name. So I said, hey, you hungry? She was like, what do you got? Bitch, you just heard me say ribs all loud. Right? You know what I got. Stop playing. Why do they play games like that? Why do fat people do that? Look, shout out to all the fat people. I'm not trying to fat shame no one because at one point in time, man, I had a stomach, right? So shit, I enjoy eating. But why they got to do that? What do you got? Bitch, what do you mean? What do I got? You smell the ribs from here? It's mixed in with the mess smoke. You smell it. I know you're wide awake, so you're hungry. Come on, get your ass in here, right? So, of course, me and her are dogging ribs, right? My uncle's like, hey, what's that noise I hear? I said, hey, Theo, I got a chick. He's like, bring her up here. So I said, come on, my uncle wants to meet you. He takes one look. He's like, turn around. He looks at the ass. He's like, okay, you guys are good, right? She got the pass. So we're going down the we're about a half rack. Well, she's about a half rack ribs either in. I eat two. She's about half in. Tino's peeks his hand in the door. He's like, that shit smells bomb. I'm like, fool, you can't eat. You're fucking smoked out. He's like, bring me a rib, fool. Just one singular rib. Who says that? Bring me a rib, right? So I'm like, what are you going to do? Fucking tap it on your face and pop the blogas? So he's like, nah, me and my chick are hungry. We'll share a rib. Are you literally kidding me? This one chick's ate half a rack. You got the other fat chick in there. She's licking her lips, right? And you're getting the double mamon in there. And I'm over here trying to get a rib bone and a mamon. Trying to give her my rib bone. So I've taken their little singular rib with a fucking little scoop of mashed potatoes like that because he's like, oh, we can't eat pudding. I said, it's mashed potatoes, stupid ass. So they're in there eating. So we're kicking it. So later on, we find ourselves, my Theo's asleep. And this is what had happened that morning. So let me give you the prior story to that morning while my Theo was really pissed at his son. So I'm asleep in the living room, crashed out. You know what I'm saying? I was watching TV all night. And my Theo would tell me, hey, mijo. And that means go upstairs and change his diaper, right? Fucking wipe his ass because my Theo has Parkinson's disease. So he's very sick, right? He's still barely holding on like in Vogue, but he's still around, right? He's a straight G too. When he didn't have that shit, he'll beat your fucking ass straight up. Hard construction worker and ass motherfucker. One of them Theos that works hard and plays hard too. He got a gang of chicks. So anyways, that morning, I hear glass shatter. I jump up out of bed quick. You know, when you're in prison, your awareness is up. So I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I go out in the backyard. They have a built-in swimming pool, real nice one, right? Which I was about to take the fat chicks in, but we'll get to that. We'll get to that. Das. Rib bone, met smoke, and das. Right? So what happened was they were moving this big mirror, and I guess my primo was in the garage. My Tio said, I told you not to come here, help me move the mirror. My uncle he'd be doing the Charlie Babbitt, right? And so as they're doing that, he's doing that. And my primo doesn't want to carry all the weight, so he just lets it go, and this big ass fucking $1,000 mirror just shatters everywhere. And my uncle's going crazy, and my fucking primo snatches his own dad up by the neck, like, man, motherfucker, don't talk crazy to me. And I'm like, hey, and I go, what the fuck you doing, stupid? He's like, nah, man, my dad he be poking me, man. Get your fucking ass out of here, right? Go smoke something, right? Tell the white chick turn around when I see her ass when she walks away. She got a big buddy. So anyways, they leave. So I sweep it all up, man. I remember my Theo was all fucking drill sergeant too. He's all choked out. He's like, get all the glass. I don't want any of it in my pool. I'm like, you're acting like I did this shit. All you motherfuckers are going to get out of my house. I'm like, go up there. And next time you tell me to change your diaper, I'm going to leave you in your shit for about 2 hours. How about that? You're going to be with that motherfucker like that and shit. Just, I got you. Believe me, motherfucker, don't be yelling at me. I'll choke your ass out too and throw you in the pool. Fucking hit you in the head with a big sliver of mirror. So I sweep it up. So that's why my Theo was so mad. He was like, I don't want you in this house anymore. He thought he was Scarface's mom. So anyways, meanwhile, we gravitate from the rack of ribs to in the garage. And now I'm chilling. I'm talking to these two fat chicks. I got them both beside me, right? Two tortas. I'm winning, right? My primo's over there with this chick, rubbing on her, right? And then my primo's like, hey, we should go somewhere. I'm like, I don't got a car. I don't got nothing. The chick, ear muffet, ladies. Why do big chicks have Honda Accords all the time, right? She's like, I got my Honda on the front, the one that I'm with, right? I'm like, shotgun, let's go. So we're cruising around. My primo's like, man, who got ends on some beer? I'm broke. See, I was there on parole helping my uncle out, and he would give me a little money here and there, but he wasn't really paying like he was weighing. That's gay. That's why half the time he smelled like shit because I didn't wipe right? So I just left him where he was at. So anyways, I said, I got like $20 to my name. The chicks looked at me like, damn, you're a scrub. And I was like, bitch, as much ribs as you ate, if you don't stop, you ate like $35 worth of ribs. I know my food stamp card. Believe me, I know. And so we pull up. So the chick's like, I got money on beer. She pulls out 100. I'm looking at my primo. He's already looking at me like, we need that 100, right? So anyways, bam, go in, keep the change. She was like, did I get any change? No, here, change the station on the radio. Change your fucking expression too. I'm pissed. So we're leaving. So we get back to the house. We're drinking. They're getting high, whatever. I'm stepping out of the room because I don't like that shit, man. I like sleeping, right? And so I take the fat chick in the pool, man. My uncle has a pool with the jacuzzi attached, right? So we're in that jacuzzi. The other chick is like, can I get in? This chick gets in with her jeans on. Like she's ashamed of her body. I'm like, just let the jelly rolls roll. You know what I'm saying? And the thunder rolls. You know what I'm saying? And the stretch marks strike. And the sail light blows in the winter night. Just let it go, girl, right? The other one's already bugging. All I see is pussy, lip, and hair where she needs to shave. But I'm good with it, right? So I'm chilling with these two chicks, one fully clothed and the other one bucket naked in the pool, in the jacuzzi. My primo just comes, jumps in the pool, does a cannonball. His dad can see out of his room. He's like, what are you doing, Tino? He's like, Dad, I'm hot. I'm hot. He's like, I'm going to kill you, right? So they're arguing. Here's the white chick is sitting there in a bikini looking. How did this chick get from fucking jean shorts to a bikini? It's like she had it already on. You know what I'm saying? Now, look, from a distance, cool. Once she gets closer, she got a little bit of blow gas too. And I never seen her shower. She'd be there for like 3-4 days. Unshowerable, which is intolerable. At least the Mexican chicks, they smell like Irish Spring. Not the green one, but the blue one, right? So they smell good. So as we're kicking back, my primo comes up with this fucking thing. He's like, hey, if we want to come up, I got a lick. I'm like, what? He was like, you down with a 187? I said, no, hell no, I'm not. I just got out of prison, fool, right? I still got prison body. Let me lose this, and then maybe I'll. He was like, nah, bro, hey, you down with a fucking 211? I said, no, I'm not down with one of those either. He's like, how about a fucking burglary? I said, yeah, I could get with that. What's going on? He's like, hey, I know this one pad. They got a gang of jewelry. And I was always into jewelry. That's always been my thing. You guys know I wear chains, rings, all that. And I was like, serio? I'm thinking, damn, I can get me a nice guy hand off with the fucking, you know what I'm saying? I'm having all these dreams, and all of a sudden I'm diamonds and emeralds and oh my, right? So I'm like, yeah, I'm down, bro. He's like, all right, let's go. So he tells the chicks, hey, you guys down? We'll get you guys little rings. They're like, yeah, but we got to park around the corner. Well, there's a park right there. Like with the, people are going to know from Newark when I say this too. There's a park and there's like a boys and girls club on that park. Like something like that where the kids can go play. And they got like, they sell ice cream and shit. Just back in the days, right? So the chicks are parked right there and they're getting their puff on, right? And so me and my cousin go, and he's like, it's this house right here. And I'm like, this motherfucker look like no one lives here. They got black tarps like in the windows. He's like, bro, it's a cover up. Motherfuckers are in here, right? I'm like, how are we going to get in? He's like, well, I'm going to kick the back door in. Now, this is before Ring cameras and all that weird shit, right? So it was easy to hit it. We used to call it a box of chocolates. You never knew what you were going to get, right? Forrest Gump shit. So my primo was like, and my primo was like, anytime he moved fast, a ploga would pop. So it was hard to talk to him without like, or laughing. One time this motherfucker was like, they were like, smile, and like that, and fucking juice went everywhere. The fucking cameraman was like, what the fuck? The fuck is that, right? That's how bad it was with my primo. So as we're walking, I could just hear plogas scraping each other. Blackheads are going. I'm like, oh, you're going to wake everyone up. So we go to this backyard, right? They got like chicken coops. The chickens start going crazy, right? I'm like, oh, bro. He was like, I'm telling you, it's a grow operation. They got hella jewelry. They got money. I'm like, for real? How do you know? He's like, man, I know these motherfuckers, some black dudes, right? I was like, oh, yeah, that makes it simple. Let's go. So I'm thinking, right? It's Friday night. The brothers go out clubbing, partying. You know what I'm saying? So you already know, man, a brother ain't home on Friday. On Friday night! Not a brother. Brothers, and they don't do like the Mexicans do where they have sitters with shotguns and everything guarding. Brothers be like, man, fuck it, cuz. Don't borrow, fuck it, right? We can go get us some fucking Mexican chicks. So as we're kicking back, right? We're creeping. I just hear nothing but fucking bloga juice and footsteps, right? And my primo goes, this is how you do it, full gangster shit, man. This is how we do it in the Bay Area. They're always doing that Bay Area, right? He's like, yeah, area, and he kicks that back door. He gives it the horse kick. Boom! That motherfucker comes up one thing, and I see a washer and dryer right there. I'm like, oh, shit, right? This is a house. Man, we go in that house was bucked naked. That house was empty as sin, right? No one had lived there. There was more spiders in that dirty-ass house and roaches than even at my tia's house. I was like, what the fuck is he? He was like, no, bro, this shit was loaded. Like a couple months ago, we came over here. I promise. I said, you're lying, right? This fool went straight to this room. There was a hole about that big in the wall with a gang of copper wire. He's like, I told you. I was like, told me what? Where's the jewelry? Nah, fool, this is copper wire. Do you know that we sat there for at least 24 hours ripping copper wire out the walls? Yeah, I did that. That's low down, dirty shame shit, right? We're ripping shit up. We got the fat chicks in there pulling and shit. She's thinking it's a rib. She's trying to chew it. Man, we did all that. We get hell like copper wire, right? We load up the Honda Accord. She has to go back, drop it off. We're fucking dropping off my Theo's house. His whole backyard's filled with copper wire, right? If he sees this shit, he's gonna flip out, right? My primo's like, hey, don't chip, man. This is a few $1,000s worth of copper wire. We're gonna come up, man. We'll all split it and shit. He's like, I get $1,000, you get $1,000. They can split the 3 chicks. I'm like, fuck, damn, give him 100 each, man. He's like, yeah. Do you know that this motherfucker went and got $78? He got 70. I worked 24 hours a day. My hands were bleeding. I was hungry. I only ate a couple ribs. The fat bitch ate all the rest, right? I didn't even get on my morn yet. My hands were devastated. I got $78 to split 5 ways. I ain't even gonna lie, man. That little 25 I made, man, that was not worth that. I made less in 24 hours of work than I would have made just fucking going to pick tomatoes. It was all bad. That's the type of shit my primo was on. I was like, what happened to the thousands? Oh, the price of copper went down, eh? I think he burned us, right? He's like, oh, we got to, I swear I can show you the receipt, right? Yeah, you put the shit to the side for 78 and the rest was 3,000 was in your pocket. You know, it's kind of funny how a week later, man, him and his old lady, they bought him a little fucking stuffer ass Pinto. I'm telling you, this is the type of shit I had to do with. So anyways, we get back to the house. We're all disappointed. We fucking combine the $78 and we get fucking some fucking hamburgers and hot dogs. And we're going to cook some carne asada. And we got a few beers, like a case. We're good though. You know what I'm saying? We got to relax. We just worked our ass off. These fat chicks sweated all their mascara off. And believe me, one of them, I'm cool off of, right? She sweated her shit off. She looked like Bernie Mac. I was like, what? She looked like a light-skinned Bernie Mac. You know what I'm saying? I ain't scared of you motherfuckers. Yeah, I am. Right? The other one's still cool. She sweated her shit a little bit, you know what I'm saying? But I went to my prima's room because my prima used to stay there at my Theo's and I got it right. I got it right because I got to get you right before you can get me right. So needless to say, we kicked it all night, man. I did my thing with the chick, man. He did his thing. And that was the type of shit that Tino was on. So next morning, right, the chick's jam in the middle of the night. I didn't even feel the family get up, which is unusual because you could feel the weight difference. The way, you know, you could feel it shift. The sleeping bag I was sleeping in the living room, you could literally feel it go. But I didn't feel no air or none, so she must have just did the roll. So anyways, she's out of there. They're out of there. And I wake up in the morning. My primo's asleep. First time he slept like in 4 days. And it's him and his white chick. She always stays. That bitch never showered, never went home, barely ate. You know what I'm saying? Drank like 1 beer. So I wake him up. She wakes up and she's like, what's up? And I put my chorra on. That is. Right? She's like, ooh. And I was like, get the fuck out of the way. I wake my primo like, hey, fool, what's up? He's like, what? I said, hey, someone's going to knock at the door right now, bro. He said, who? I said, the police. He jumped up real scared, right? Then I hear boom, 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 boom. And I'm like, what the fuck? Oh, shit, I was just kidding. I ain't even gonna lie. I was hiding in the thing. My uncle's, hey, answer the fucking door. It could be your tia. My aunt would come over there and bring food, and then my uncle would kick her out of his house. They were like split up, right? He was fucking the neighbor down the street. Facts. He was doing it like this. But he was doing it because she kept coming back. Whatever, man. One time I said, that's that Parkinson twist. That's that Michael J. Fox right there. That's that make like a tree biff and get out of here, right? That's that. So anyways, that's that hoverboard. He was in there with that hoverboard. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, knock at the door. My primo's like, man, I got this shit. Blogas all over his back. I was like, God damn, bro. It's like they connect from your eyelids to your back. What is that? So he goes, man, the white chick's all on his shoulder. Like, bitch, get away from him. What if it is a fucking task force? Give him a chance to get arrested without you at least. Man, one of those chicks that just hangs on. Like, she didn't have nowhere to go. So I'm staying here. Give me my one before I get locked up. You know what I'm saying? Let him go out there. Shit, you like bloga juice? Is that what you're into? Okay, look, I got one. So anyways, he goes to the door. Bam. 3 black dudes walk in. Not big old crazy looking hood black dudes. Just 3 regular stoner looking black dudes, right? So he brings them to the garage. They start smoking. First thing, my primo hasn't even brushed his teeth. He hasn't ate a fucking Pop-Tart. He just popped the pipa in, right? So they're getting their smoke on. I'm right there like, he's like, oh, these are my homeboys right here. And they're like, hey, bro, someone went to my mom's pad, bro, ripped all the motherfucking copper out. My hands are all ripped up at this time. I got like a bandage on my shit. He's like, yeah, man, he said, stupid motherfuckers, man. That copper was hollow shit. It was filled with like different shit, man. He's like, them dumb motherfuckers, right? I'm like, my cousin was telling the truth. Maybe he was, right? They was like, yeah, that motherfuckers tore the whole house up. He's like, man, we got to, it's like $100,000 repairs for that house now, man. He was like, man, we moved all our grow operation shit to this other house, right? Ding. And that's where we'll pick up part 2 tomorrow. Because believe me, where there's a part 1, brothers, on Paru, there's a part 2. With that being said, let me know what you guys think, man. I'm introducing new characters into the family members that you didn't know. Oh, you think you know some yet? You ain't met nothing yet, man. We just getting started. Oh, Ricky and Pepe ain't went nowhere. Pepe will be back, I promise. With that being said, thumbs up or thumbs down. Heavy's going to be the head that wears the crown. I'm going to continue to strive, struggle, and strive for what I truly believe in. That's the betterment of all people. Stay tuned tomorrow. We got 2 part 2s coming up, Superwood and this one. Ooh, wee.